Hey everybody, and welcome to our first Terraria video. We're going to be going in today to a single player world I've already generated, on a toon I've already generated. I figured this way you can go and look how to create your own character and create your own look and start up your own world, but we're going to jump right into the game. You can see it does take a little setup time here, finding tile frames and settling liquids and all sorts of fun stuff just to get the world ready for us. So what I can tell you so far, this is a large world. I actually haven't explored it yet. This is my first time logging into it, and it looks conveniently like we're right near a cave. That's awesome. Alright. So it looks like we have lots of trees, another cave entrance. This is going to be a great place to have our first base. So you'll notice up in our inventory here, we started off with some things. These are accidental. I picked these up when I was messing around with the character earlier. You normally start off with just a copper axe and a copper pickaxe. A little slime coming at us here. We'll kill it. Come here, slime. Excellent. Alright, so what we're going to do today, our goals, and you'll see them in the corner up there, we're going to have a goal of creating a little house, adding a second room to it, getting some furnishings, and that's what we're going to call our first episode. So it's kind of going to be a tutorial, kind of a let's play. It's going to be a little combination. So to start off, we're going to build a wood house today. So we're going to need to cut down some trees. You'll see Terraria is very easy. I don't use the keypad. I just basically use my mouse wheel to change tools. I'm sure it's a lot quicker to use a keypad and all that jazz, but it's so much easier just to roll the mouse wheel. For the tools, for basic tools, your pickaxe and your axe, and eventually your hammer, which we'll see later, I'm sure, you can just hold the mouse button down. It'll keep swinging away, and eventually you'll chop down trees. One thing I love is that if you chop down the base of the tree, everything above it falls. Look, we'll chop up here just to show you the difference. It's actually very convenient that you don't have to chop down each block individually, a la, maybe, I don't know, Minecraft. And I'm going to just let you know, I'm going to try to keep the Minecraft comparisons to a minimum, because while it is similar, it is a different game. I think they both offer something very different. You're not going to be playing this game if you're the creator type and you want to build all these massive, awesome looking houses or structures. It just doesn't work. I don't think it works as nicely without the 3D environment. So as I said, this will be a little bit of a tutorial. This dude who's kind of standing in the way here, he's our guide. He's invincible. He'll give you advice of what you need to do. If you just keep clicking help, he'll show you all sorts of different things you can work on. We're going to ignore him for now, since that's kind of why I'm doing the tutorial. So you can see up top there that the sun is moving across the sky. We do have a day and a night cycle. During the day, things are kind of nice. You have to deal with some slimes. That's really about it. At night, though, things get a little crazy. There's zombies, there's flying demon eye things. Eventually there can be things like goblin invasions, and all sorts of baddies come out to play. Alright, so this is a nice cleared off area. I think this will be a perfect space for our little base. And we got some good amount of wood here, so we're going to start putting that down. And so, oops. Oh no, I'm already screwing up. I don't know why it's not letting me put, oh, there's grass there. So you got to clear away all the grass if you want to place things down. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this base all the way across. I'll go back for that hole in a second. Alright, so that's a good floor. I'm going to definitely need more trees in a little bit here. Alright, let's fix up this issue here. So again, to make a house, you need walls. I don't know if you need a floor. I always put one in. I like to give it a little height to the ceiling. Again, if you watch my Minecraft series, I don't like feeling claustrophobic or cramped in. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot more wood. Good thing all these trees are here. Let's take care of the slime first, though. Alright. So that's going to be the frame of my house. And that's going to be multiple rooms. I'll probably put a room in here, and that way it'll give me multiple rooms. So I'm going to chop down some more wood. I think I'll speed up the video for that, and then I'll be back in a second. Alright, so you can see that we got a good chunk of wood there, nice to supply. I'm going to dig a hole here for our doors. I'm going to put some doors in. And to craft, I'm going to show you that right now. So one thing before we get there, to know about the Terraria crafting system is, instead of seeing a book of everything you can make, it only shows you what you can make based off the materials you currently have. So in some ways it's kind of cool because you never really know what you can build until you start collecting a bunch of stuff. In some ways it can be a little frustrating because it's kind of hard to plan what you want to make or shoot towards if you don't know what's available. But so you can see right now we can craft, when we open our inventory, we can craft torches, we can craft wood platforms, which will be very helpful later, and we can craft a workbench. So workbench, let's make that and throw that, oops, and place that, not throw it down. But first let's get rid of our little friend here, the slime. Slimes are important, one, because they do drop some money, but mostly because they drop slime balls, which can be made into torches. But first let's throw this down. There we go. So now you'll see when I stand next to it and open it, I can make a bunch more stuff because I have the materials. And the first things I make are 2 doors. Actually, I'm going to make 3 doors. And so let's go place our doors, that way the slimes can stop bothering us and we'll have a little more calmness while we're building our house here. Alright, so the doors are placed, and if you right click on them, they'll open and close. So nice and simple. Let's make some torches just so we can have light ready for when the sun goes down. And that's coming soon. And we'll throw our lights up. I like to just throw them up on each corner of any wall. There's some chandeliers and some things you can find much later in the game that you can decorate your house with, but not necessarily needed right now. So now you'll notice it's a nice house, a good frame, great, but there's no walls. You can see the clouds behind us, and so even though it's a 2D game, you do have to consider walls. And walls are made right here. 1 piece of wood will make 4 wood walls, and you go through a lot of them. So I'm going to actually make quite a few here. Something on the order of maybe 140. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to place wood walls, and this will stop monsters from spawning in the house. And you can see I can just go like this. The nice thing is it won't place them over each other, so once I got a spot covered I can go back and just try to fill any holes I might have missed. Nicely, there we go. And you can see how quickly you go through these wood walls. It is pretty amazing how much wood you'll go through for the wood walls. Now later on, as you gather more materials, you can get different types of walls. You can get stone or brick. You can get, I think, some other type of, maybe like a sandstone. I might be making that up though. I'll have to check. Or you can tell me in the comments. I'm sure you'll probably know too. What I'll do is I'll leave a hole here just so you can kind of see what a hole might look like later. There you go. So you can see that that space right there still needs some wall coverings. And again, you want to fill all these in so monsters don't spawn in the house with you. And I need to make more. I already went through them all. So that should cover us. And we can save a few for later. You're going to be gathering a ton of items. You're going to be making a ton of items as you go through this game. And so it's just something to keep in mind that your inventories become very important. Inventory management can become interesting. And as you gather other things later, you'll be able to make chests to store items in. But chests actually require some iron, so you're not able to do that right now. What you can see right now, though, is I can make a bow, or I can make a hammer. I am going to make a hammer because a hammer is useful for picking up furniture or things you've placed like walls. And so, for example, let's take a wall out here. You can see there, I just took that wall out. And I don't really want it gone, so I'll put it back. But if I want to move this table out of the way, I can hammer it out of the way and it'll leave the rest of the frame of the house nice and neat. Alright, so this house is looking okay, but I think I need to maybe give myself some rooms. So let's get our wood. And now you'll see why I made that third door. I'll put some more torches. So now we have a little room here. Maybe this will be a little bedroom for one of our NPCs. We'll talk about NPCs maybe in another episode, but just know that you'll need to be making a lot of rooms, and to make a room complete, you need to add some basic furniture to it. So for our intents and purposes, we're going to need a table and a chair, and I keep throwing that. So let's put our crafting table back down, and we're going to make 2 tables and chairs. That way we'll have 2 rooms ready. So there's our chairs. And again, I'm throwing them all over the place like I've never played before. And there's our tables. Alright, so we'll put a table right here. I'll put a chair here. Perfect. And we'll put a chair right here. And a table right here. Perfect. So there we go. And so now we have a nice set of rooms. Now I'm just going to put a little stud up here just so I can put some more light in. So now we have a house. We've made it before the day is over. You can see the sun over in the corner here going down. We have 2 rooms. It's a nice safe place to survive the evening with the monsters coming, and that should be good. Now one thing I do like to do, you'll notice you have to jump just right to make it over here, and sometimes if you're running away from something, that can be a little bit of a pain. So we're going to make some wood platforms, which we can make right here, and we'll make 4 of them. And I'll throw them again. There we go. I'm going to put a wood platform just a little bit below the maximum jump, so that way it's a little easier to get up here. Oops. So now I can land there. Oop, here you come. And that way I can jump over the roof and keep running if I need to. The nice thing about platforms, and we'll go over these a little later when you're mining, is unlike the wood. When you're on the wood, you can't get down. I'm hitting the down key, nothing's happening. But when you're on a platform, if you hit down, you go right through it. So kind of like an old school platformer. This makes it really convenient to kind of build yourself a ladder system that you can just keep stacking up in the air and then make your platform. And actually, when we go looking for sky islands in a later episode, you'll see how I build my ladder system. I use sand, and I put a bunch of platforms, and I get rid of the sand. So I'll show you that a little later. But for now, this should do us for the first night. We'll survive the night. Hopefully the monsters won't get us. And I'll see you next time we're in Terraria. Alright, catch you later, and thanks for watching.